a GPS map.
Yeah, a bit of a line for early entry, more so than when I was here in June. So I waited 3 extra cycles to get the front row. So I did back row and front row. I knew that would be all I'd have time for. 10:45, the running of the bulls has begun. I got 7 rides in the first hour and 20 minutes. Now it's got a line. That's a very powerful launch. Of course, it's over real quick, but you get great airtime on that top hat. Get some hang time on the inversions. There's another airtime moment in somewhere in there that I can't quite remember. It is a short ride, but hey, it's longer than Top Thrill Dragster or King Dakar. Well, I abandoned the Fahrenheit line. It was going to take almost 2 hours. Then I went and got lunch. Got in line for Cup Fusion. It broke down. A lot of people left the line. I stayed in and worked in my favor. Got on in a shorter time than what the estimate was. It's now looking like it's over an hour. I got in and the estimate was 45 minutes because of the breakdown. That only was about a 5 to 10 minute delay. About 20 minutes worth of people left the line in front of me. And it's a cute ride. I have not done it before. So it's a shooting dark ride. A lot better than like those Boo Blaster things. So you don't have to wait long, or if it's a busy day like this and 45-minute wait is no big deal, I say give it a try. It's worth it even if you don't have kids. And another good thing to note, I forgot to mention, is that most of the queue is under a covering. So you get out of the sun, protect yourself from sunburn. So like between 11 and 3 o'clock is a good time to ride this if you're going to do it.
If you listen closely, you may hear the roar of the sound of this inverted texture is created by the unique school in its mission of helping students lead happy, healthy, and fulfilling lives. Just as our mutual founder, Milton S. We are now entering Pioneer Frontier. Ahead, you will see
A month ago, I criticized Hersheypark for removing their water fountains. Well, what do you know? They're back. And they are working. So you don't have to stand in a long line to get water. And it's times like this, I'm glad I love the Wildcat. While other things have hour-and-a-half waits, this is a station wait.
Inside the car at all times. We ask all guests in the 32-bar height category to
Oh, they closed the water park because of inclement weather. I guess there was lightning about 150,000 miles from here, so they had to shut the water park down. The wooden coasters are still going though. And as a result, Lightning Racer's queue is spilling out onto the midway. So even with the full queue, it only took 15 minutes. It's because they could put 48 people through per cycle, and they're running all 4 trains. It really doesn't matter who wins with this ride, as long as it's close. That's the problem, is that this season, it has not been close at all. I don't care if Thunder wins every time, just as long as it's close. It's fun to ride right next to each other. But here lately, Thunder pulls out to an early, huge lead. So 9 rides in today on Storm Runner. It's 7 early and 2 late. in case you're wondering, yes, this is ahead of Fahrenheit for me, but Sky Rush is still my favorite in the park. So, the 3 Intamons are my 3 favorites in this park, which is not surprising. That's what I expected from the beginning. I waited the 35 minutes to get one ride, my lone ride on Fahrenheit for the day. Half of that wait was after park closing. That was a good way to do it. It was an hour-and-a-half line most of the day. I finally see what people were saying. My experience with Fahrenheit last year was about like 15-minute wait down to even a walk-on. And now I'm seeing hour-and-a-half wait on a weekday. That some people say is pretty common for it.
All of that fresh, delicious Hershey's chocolate goodness is finally ready to be packaged.
Like Hershey's milk chocolate in special dog bars. Hey, don't forget about Reese's peanut butter cups.
Everyone has a favorite. Mine are Hershey's Kisses chocolates.
Aw, thanks, Alex. That's so sweet.
I extended my season pass just so I could come back and mostly ride Storm Runner, but also to get more of an experience here, because a season pass here is not something I'm going to do every year. Since I got to travel to get here, this is a special thing to do every once in a while. A Super Duper Looper is doing 2 trains now. When I was here last month, it was 1. So I did 1 ride on Candemonium during early entry, and also during early entry I did 1 on Comet and 2 on Super Duper Looper. Then 2 on Fahrenheit early. This first one I waited, I didn't have any wait, and then the second one was a 30-minute wait already. And that grew to over an hour real quick. And then I did the 3 on Storm Runner. After yesterday's day at Dorney Park, it feels so good to be back here at Hershey. If you're in the area, don't bother with Dorney Park, just come here. So during early entry, I did Candemonium, 2 rides on Super Duper Looper, did the Sky Ride. Then at official park opening, I rope dropped Fahrenheit, did the back row, then the front row. Didn't have to wait too long for the front. I think it was like a 15-minute total wait before the line built up. Did the Boomerang twice, then I started my Storm Runner marathon. So my 7 rides on Storm Runner, 3 of them, I did the front row. It wasn't too much extra. I think I waited maybe 2-3 extra cycles each time for the front row. So I did 7 rides in, oh, I'd say it was probably about an hour and 40 minutes. Now the line's starting to build up. I think it's gone probably past where the Fast Pass enters. Still not too long though. They keep the line moving pretty well. A lot better than Fahrenheit's. So I've done lifetime 30 rides on Skyrush, 20 on Fahrenheit, 20 on Storm Runner. And those are my 3 favorites. Last year, I swear that Reese's was the strongest tower. I think it might be the weakest this year. I think they changed it. I think Kisses is now the strongest tower. And Hershey's would kind of be in the middle. They all got some strength to them, but I think they toned down Reese's. Okay, wow. I will not be riding Great Bear in this trip, it looks like. In my experience, this has had very slow operations. If the line has backed up into this building, it's gonna take forever. B&M inverts should be able to put people through real quick, but for some reason, Great Bear moves very slow. Not as slow as Afterburn, but still slow. And yes, Great Bear is better than Afterburn. And Wildcat just as great as ever. Most underrated ride at Hersheypark. I remember last year and even last month thinking that it's a lot of fun, but there's not a lot of force to it. I take that back. I'm getting good airtime this week. Getting good airtime, good laterals. Lightning did win one time when I was on it a few days ago. That was pretty cool. Very rare. I was told that Thunder's train is heavier, so that's why they always win. And even though I spent almost all my time in the dry park, the water park's pretty good. They don't have a lot of attractions. There's a few slides in this structure. There's some tube slides beyond this structure. And Matt Racer slide and a water coaster that I've never done because the line is always 35 hours long. But yeah, not much. That's why they get long lines, and that's why I don't bother with them. But what they have is pretty good. Well, what do you know? Great Bear had a full queue earlier. Now, you're walking all the way around the bend. That's incredible. I thought I was going to miss this on this trip. So my last ride of the night and my last ride at Hersheypark for probably a few years is Great Bear. Not my favorite in the park, but I was able to only have to give 20 minutes of park time to it. But got my one ride on this trip. It's good enough. It's a good ride. Middle of the pack B&M invert. It's better than Afterburn. Oh, poor Skyrush. Hopefully, next time I come here, it'll be open. I love the look of the fountain at night, but Hersheypark is never open after dark. Not lately, maybe next year. Well, in the off season, I guess Halloween and that sort of thing, but I'm talking about the summer. It's always tough to leave one of my all-time favorite parks, knowing I won't be back for a while. But Dorney Park, check this out. I am driving away, I'm driving out of the parking lot, and it is not a catastrophic traffic jam. There are cars, but it's flowing. Imagine that. So, what Dorney Park took 45 minutes to do, Hersheypark, 2 minutes. And Hersheypark had about 50 times the number of people. They still got us out 20 times faster.